Tina, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. Thanks so much for taking my call. I'm so pleased and happy to talk with you.
Well, I'm pleased and happy to talk to you. What's up?
Well, I'm calling because I'm in my late 40s. I feel really stuck and unhappy in my current position, and I'm not sure what I need to do next. I've worked in the mental health field for more than 20 years, public mental health, and am currently in that field. I've been through in the first, I've been at my agency for about 5 years or so. First couple of years, I experienced some sexual harassment from a supervisor. That has ended. It was taken care of by HR.
Okay.
However, I feel like I have some kind of like residual difficulties because of that in the current job at my current position, my employer.
Yeah.
The person that was part of that is still there, and but I'm not working with that person directly anymore.
I'm so sorry.
But,
I can't conceive of
you.
that. I just don't understand that.
No, it just definitely was damaging, and definitely is playing into my unhappiness there. And it also, I feel like, has created this feeling of being vulnerable and less confident in myself.
Of course.
And just struggle. And in the past, when I've moved from, job to job, I've always moved up in my life. I've always progressed or been part of promotions. And in this particular position where I am now, I know I have to leave because it's not a healthy place for me anymore.
To. So let me ask you this. What is keeping you there?
Well, a couple of things. I think one of the biggest things is this new lack of confidence that I have, or newish.
Sure.
When it comes to even like looking at other jobs, I become interested in some of the things I see, but when it comes to actually like writing the resume, applying for them, I can't do it. I feel so like not good enough, even though I know I am. And in addition, I need to be able to maintain my salary. I'm in baby step 2.
Gotcha.
And I have teenage kids at home.
Yeah.
And a family to take care of, and I can't afford to lose,
Let me ask you a question.
Sum of money.
I get that. Let me put a real question to you, and I want you to answer it as though it were real. If you had noticed today that you were going to lose your salary, if you did not get a job in the next 2 weeks, and let's just say there were no delays and none of the normal, but you knew there were opportunities out there that you're actually qualified for and that you're actually talented enough to pull off, but it was your kid's livelihood at stake, how would you respond to the voice of doubt when you're sitting there in front of that computer about ready to fill out that resume and those voices come up, which I understand why? But if you knew you had to, there was not I can stay here in misery. I can stay here and deal with the shame. I could stay here and try to avoid that person who sexually harassed me. See, right now, I think you're staying because you can.
You're right, I think. I would I would complete the task.
I know
I would.
I know, and I knew the answer, not because I'm smart, because I know mama bears.
Right.
You are a
That's
mama.
Exactly right.
You are a mama bear, and there is nobody that would stand between you and the livelihood of your kiddos. So I am not a professional counselor. Okay, and I think you need to be seeing one. You probably are. You're in the mental health space.
I did for a period when it was happening, and it was very helpful.
I know, but I think you need to go. But I think you need to go back, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm not necessarily. I'm not qualified to give you real tools as it relates to mental health. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a trained counselor. Let me tell you what I am. I'm a dude who looks at common sense choices, and I try to coach people. But I don't think it's enough today. So I want you to commit to getting with the counselor that you saw before, because I don't want you to start from scratch. And I think you got to go in and go, I need some tools. Give me something that when I get in front of that computer to apply, when I have to go out and make some connections and get a job, that I can actually look the lack of confidence in the eye and say, shut up, I'm going forward. Now, that's a professional. I'm not a professional, but I'm going to tell you what I think could work. I think what could work is have those those babies' faces in my mind every time I get in front of that computer. And the voice of doubt goes, oh, I'm losing confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's what I do believe. I believe you are incredibly strong because you're a mama bear. And I think the only reason you're still there is because you're a mama bear. But when you begin to see other opportunities and you say, I'm going to seize these opportunities, not just see them, I'm going to go, I'm not going to be miserable, and I want to challenge you on something right here. Now, listen to me, Tina. Do you believe that I think you're a great mom?
I do.
I do, Tina. I think you're a great mom. Because I think you've put up with trauma and untold things that I could never put myself in your shoes for 1 second. And it is because you're a mama bear and you're staying in this toxic environment and you're wallowing in something that somebody did to you only because you want to take care of your babies. So, Tina, hear me say, that makes you a great mom, makes you a great woman, and makes you a great human. Now, because I just told you you're great, I'm going to challenge you to start acting great. Because you've been a victim who's holding on because of your babies, your children. Mm. But it's time to stop that. Because I think you are holding yourself back as a woman and you're holding yourself back as a mom by staying in that environment. And it's time for you to summon all that courage that you've shown day in and day out and say, I'm going to get myself out of this toxic environment. I am a mental health professional who has a lot of skill, who has a lot of passion, and who has a lot of experience. And I'm going to rise above this, first and foremost for me, second for my babies, and third for the people that I'm supposed to help day in and day out. And I'm going to take my scars with me, and I'm going to win. And so when I start to feel that doubt, I'm going to say that's straight from the pit of hell. I do have what it takes. I've proven that I have what it takes. Every day that I've had to walk in and hope to not see that jerk who should have been fired and had his butt kicked in the back alley.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to act. No longer are you going to let doubt hold you back. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
I do. I believe so.
You believe so? Tina.
I am.
You can't keep this up for much longer.
Yeah.
If you stay in this toxic environment, it's going to take you out. If it takes you out, what's that going to do to your kids? It's time to mama bear up.